Well, hello, First Grace family. What a crazy last few days this has been. Kind of seems to be this way. You know, you think you're just about through with everything pandemic related, and then it flares right back up. I'm reminded of what James writes in James 4, starting in verse 13. Come now, you who say today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. Yet, you don't know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. And so, while we do not know the mind of God, while we do not know the heart of God, we know that God has a resounding passion for his glory and for the good of his people. And so then we walk in faith that this last Sunday and this coming Sunday, he will continue to do just that. So I'm sure many of you are wondering what are we thinking as far as the next week or few weeks at First Grace? All that I can tell you right now is what we're planning for this coming week. We are going to stay online for this coming week. That is not what any of the elders want to do. It is the furthest thing from what we would like to do. We want it, and our driving passion over the last year, as you know, is to be together, to meet together. We view that to be absolutely critical to the life of the body. Yet we also recognize a little bit of a reality here that there is definitely a risk that if we were to, we didn't meet last week, if we meet this coming Sunday, there's definitely a risk that everything flares back up and that we have to cancel again after that in a week or two. And we don't, it is really bad for a church to do this stop jolting movement. That's not good for ministry. That's not good for the people. It's far better to have 2 weeks where we don't meet and then go back to meeting as we had met in the past. And that is really what we're hoping to do, really what we're planning to do. The driving desire in our full plan and intention is that it was last week and this coming Sunday, and then after that, that we will meet again in person. That is our plan. That is what we are aiming at. But as always, we have to remember to be flexible. And so then, as far as meeting online this weekend, what does it look like? Well, it's going to be different than last weekend, that's for sure. We're not going to try the live stream route. It failed. It just failed. So I'm going to pre-record a sermon. It will be uploaded onto our YouTube page at 5 o'clock on Saturday night. It will be uploaded as part of a playlist where we will include a couple of worship songs. They're not going to be ones that we're going to do. They'll just be, the professional version of the worship song included into a playlist. So there will be 2 songs, the sermon, and then 1 song after that. I know that for some of your families, you love to sing, you love to worship, and worshiping even together as a family, 3, 4, 5 people singing in the room. You guys love doing that, and so we hope you'll take advantage of that. I also know that for some families, that's just weird, and the weirdness of it and the craziness of it just totally detracts from it. And so if that's your family, just sit under the preaching of the word at some point this coming weekend. That is our urgent request for you, our urgent desire for you. We know your faithfulness to be under the preaching of the word, to give and to gather. And so we know how frustrating this is. It is frustrating for us, but the Lord is good in this. As one of the elders said, we don't know what God is accomplishing through this. And listen, God is always up to something, and he's always up to something good. And so we'll take hope in that and take heart in that. And we will keep you up to date as we continue on with plans and what we anticipate to do for regathering together. I love you all. I am praying for you. If you have tested positive, please let us know so that we can be especially praying for you. And we are longing for being back together, and hopefully that'll take place in a couple weeks. All right, love y'all. Grace and peace.